Let me tell y'all how good of a person I am. Tisha got the nerve to have me blocked on social media, and I'm around here promoting this product that's putting money in her family pocket. She ought to be glad the shit is good and I can't resist. Y'all, black chocolate champagne in a bottle. Y'all better get y'all some just in time for Christmas. I talked to Marsau and he said they is stock. It can have the orders out by Christmas time, honey. You'll have it just in time, served crisp and cold. It will set you apart from the rest this holiday season. Drop down in the description box and click the link to purchase this fine product. Nessa girl, I have literally had the day from hell, which prompted me to come home and watch a group of people on TV whose lives are more fucked up and complicated than mine to make me feel good about this shitty ass day that I had. I'm talking about part two of this Love and Hip Hop Marriage, Love and Hip Hop Marriage, Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. Part two of this reunion got even juicier as we dug a little deeper into some of the goings ons and dynamics of these friend groups. Want to talk about it? Here you go. So listen, y'all. I looked at the comments on my on my YouTube video from last week, and a lot of people were like, oh, they felt bad for Mel because Carlos had to ask, made the whole analogy about, she's got to be more than coleslaw, she's got to be the whole restaurant, she's got to be the whole meal, and a lot of people thought that that was harsh. And I want to leave y'all with this. Just because it hurt her feelings doesn't mean it didn't need to be asked, because that was one of the things that we were all wondering about. You got caught with this girl cheating on 2 damn seasons of a show. All right, you leaving, you can't leave her alone. God damn it, she must be something. What is it? Carlos asked the right damn question. Now, whether it made Mel uncomfortable or whether she would have preferred it be asked not in her presence, so on and so forth. You got to take the good with the bad when you're doing this type of television. And I actually thank Carlos for being bold enough to ask that type of question if this genre of television we call reality TV is going to live for another 10 or 15 years. We've got to change the way we do things. And I'm here for everything about the way he hosted it, because I have left each of these reunion episodes feeling satisfied. Like we're finally getting some real answers and having real dialogue without either side screaming and fussing at one another, and getting us down to the real answers of the things that we want to know. Now, so the episode opens back up with Carlos, Mel, and Martel having a conversation about Arionne Curry, and about, Mel says that she stayed because she thought her husband would do right, and I completely understand that, because remember, I did an interview with her earlier on when I told her, I was like, I thought she was stupid, flat out. I've never been married and I don't have children, but I can understand her saying she stayed because she believed what her husband was saying and was thinking that he was going to do better, and yet he was crawling up the stairs with a broken back with a whole nother phone. And then Melody asks a very poignant question. She says, well, if this girl is your everything, then why is it that you are still seeing other people? Is it insecurity? Is it this? Is it that? Is it that? And you know what? That was one of those Iyanla Vanzant, Dr. Phil aha moments. And it's like, what is it? I've always been a firm believer that healing is on the other side of all the embarrassment and the shame and the reluctance to be to be honest. And granted, I don't know, and maybe it will take Martel completely getting through this situation to realize it. But, Martel Holt is just a very flawed individual. I don't understand how anybody could want to be around him. And at this point, just the amount of lies, the amount of manipulation, the amount of evasiveness, the amount of I'm in trouble, so I'm going to throw everybody around me up under the bus. I just can't find one redeeming quality in Martel. And I'm going to be honest, though. Birds of a feather do flock together. So it makes me question, you know what I'm saying? He didn't just get this way. It makes me question what the rest of y'all see in him as boys. And to be quite honest, if y'all were my husbands, it really would be I need you to limit your time with him, because I just don't need his energy jumping off on you and coming into my house. And that's real tea. And it's looking as if y'all's association with Martel Holt is about to get y'all all types of caught up, because there was a lot of stray bullets that hit Marsau and Maurice tonight in this damn thing. Carlos asked the question about did they know the girl. Maurice said no. Marsau said yes. Somebody asked lying, and it's Maurice. And granted, I've been all over the place this week. I haven't had time to really delve into what's been going on in social media, but from the little bit that I did gather is that they looked at the girl, they posted a trip of the guy's trip that they had. Maurice is in the picture, and from what I could deduce, Arionne was the one who took the picture, or whatever the case may be, and Maurice told a bold-faced lie on the screen that he didn't know the girl or never see the girl, and it just wasn't a good look, Maurice. I mean, you know, maybe you forgot, and when y'all went on commercial break and y'all were in the dressing room, you know, Marsau tried to clean it up for you as best he could, but you got caught. Like, and then at a certain point, you started talking to Kimmi about, okay, I did see her somewhere, but I didn't see their interaction, so I didn't really know. And you were backpedaling and pussy popping your damn ass off. And Kimmi was trying to make a point that will forever be a moot point with black men. I don't know how many countless videos that I have done where I have told y'all in spaces that I have told y'all I have never, ever, 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 ever in my 38 years of life seen one black man correct another black man about cheating on his wife or his girl, and that in fact we/they cover for one another. That's just how it is. That is just how it is. So what the ladies were asking in terms of, you know, if he was there with another woman, don't continue the evening, get up and leave. That's not going to happen amongst cliques of black men. That's just not how it goes down. Unfortunately, and it's toxic as fuck. But black men within our black male circles are celebrated for having multiple women. It's just a man thing. You know what I'm saying? Going back to that conversation Martel had with Mel, where he said old school told him, you know what I'm saying, keep the wife happy and just don't let her find out, da 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 da. Men will give other men more advice on how to cheat better than they would on how to be faithful and monogamous. And granted, you know, I gotta put this disclaimer out there. It ain't every man. I know that. All right, but speaking in generalities and speaking in general, yeah, that's how it goes. You think I'm lying? Plant a microphone in a black barbershop. Plant a microphone in a cigar bar. Plant a microphone in a strip club, and just see the way men act. Now, listen, some of y'all will get down in the comments and say, you got a thing for straight black men, white men do it, Chinese men do it. I don't know what white men do and Chinese men do because I don't hang out in their spaces, but I know what niggas do. All right, and so Kimmi and Tisha, y'all might as well hold y'all damn breath and keep your damn mouth closed as it relates to why didn't y'all get up and leave, because that's just not the way it works amongst male-to-male interactions. I mean, and the gag is, too, it don't work that way with female-to-female interactions either, quiet as it's kept. Now, y'all might be a little more prone to, you know, to show disapproval, especially if all of y'all are friends and you feel like you were going to get tied up in the situation, but what y'all were expecting of them to do, it will never happen, and that's to get up and leave. When they got up to cut from commercial break, Melody asked, you know, why are we making her relevant? that I can understand asking a few questions, but damn. Here's the situation, Mel. Arionne Curry is the most... So there's a phrase called status conferral. And it is when status is conferred upon somebody else by association. Arionne Curry is the most famous non-cast member of a reality TV show in the history of reality TV shows. Every person who watches Love and Marriage Huntsville, who knows the name Melanie Holt, Martell Holt, Tisha Scott, Kimmi Grant, Maurice and Marsau Scott, every single person who knows y'all's face and y'all's name knows Arionne Curry's face, and they know her name as well, thanks to social media. The only unfortunate thing is that she's infamous and has been unable to monetize this in any way, shape, or form. Quiet as it's kept. If I was her, my ass would start doing club bookings. Mama could at least get $1,500 for a walkthrough. And I can't believe I'm giving her advice at this point. But Arionne, what you need to do is to start going to Atlanta, and you need to start teaming up with the Alexis Skies of the world and start hanging out with them girls and get your popularity and get your club bookings as well, because you are equally as famous as everybody is on this show. Now, granted, I understand that Melody is an associate producer of this show. I understand that there are certain bureaucratic pieces of red tape that will keep Arionne from filming. And if I was Melody Holt, I would never want that bitch on my shit either. Something that I brought to fruition. I totally get it. But let's face it. She spoke about so much because she is the missing piece to the puzzle of the largest plot line of the show. You and Martel are the central characters. All the other people branch out from around y'all, and y'all's whole life exploded, imploded, corroded as a result of his relationship with this girl. So no, just as long as you and Martel are adversaries at this point, we are going to forever talk about her because she's going to forever be relevant. She is the sole reason you ended up in divorce. What do you mean? And your only storyline is your divorce from Martel. So she will forever be relevant until you and Martel can get to a place where y'all are no longer adversarial and y'all are either both dating or you're both reunited, and it felt so damn good. Here's one thing that I didn't like. Despite the fact that I can't stand Martel, despite the fact that I am 100% on Melody's side as it relates to this divorce, despite the fact that I 100% believe that it is 100% Martel's fault that his marriage and family ended, I resent what Val said, and I am not in support of Val talking about Melody needs to file for primary custody of those kids for the sake of her being able to leave. Unfortunately, these are the consequences of when you lay down and make children with somebody. I don't like that. That's that bullshit that women pull, using those children as pawns because they can't get their emotions together or whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, Melody, you laid down and made 4 kids with this man. You stuck with him for 18 years until the last one turns 18. It's just one of the unfortunate realities of the bed that you made. Filing custody and taking the kids just because you embarrassed in Huntsville is depressing. It sucks. You're going to have to go to therapy and find a way to get over it. Because one thing that we do know about Martel, and one thing that we do have to give him, is that he loves his children. His children loves him. You can never ever say that when your children are with Martel, you feel like they are unsafe. You feel like they're going to be touched. You feel like somebody's going to do something to them. You conceived those kids in Huntsville. The daddy lives in Huntsville. Unfortunately, your ass has to stay in Huntsville. And if you don't want to stay in Huntsville, how about you give his ass primary custody and leave? But that whole starting to play that in the... You need to go to the courts and take the... Why? Val, that was not right. Val, that wasn't right, and you wasn't shit for saying it. It just wasn't right. And granted, I don't know the details of that man, I think, in Baltimore who killed his girlfriend and his ex-wife. But y'all women gonna get enough of playing the game in the courts with those damn kids. And I love the fact that Melody said to her mama and realized, I can't go to the courts and do that because he's not unfit. And he isn't. Stay in Huntsville. I don't know if y'all got to do, you take them this week, you take them that week, and then on that off week, your ass go to Atlanta, and then the next week, your ass be miserable in Huntsville. That's just a sacrifice of being a mom who made kids with a dick of a daddy. It just is what it is. But Val, you was wrong for that shit. That was trifling as hell. And Martell mama should almost run up on your ass at a Quick Trip and fight you. Destiny comes out and Carlos gets into her ass about that marriage. Like, we wanted to know why you were so reluctant to talk about what was going on with you and LaBaric. We have not seen enough of LaBaric and Destiny interacting to even form any type of opinion about their marriage and about their interactions, right? I think Destiny possesses too much masculine energy, and she wears it as a badge of honor when it isn't. It isn't. I think that Destiny and so many other women like her have taken this I'm a boss shit, this boss bitch shit, and they've taken it to the highest degree. I think even the most successful, the most financially stable, the most secure and masculine of men will find issue with that to a degree. And the only thing that I can offer Destiny is, how is that working for you? You know, I can't tell you how to be, but I can pose the question, how is that working for you? And it's obvious that it isn't. When a man files for divorce or a woman files for divorce, anybody files for divorce 3 weeks after a baby has been born, that screams they been ain't want it. You know what I'm saying? At least babies can bring normally temporary euphoria amongst two people, and they're clouded by having a newborn. That man was over you. That man was over you before you got pregnant, if you let me tell it. I understand that how Marsau and so on and so forth were explaining the whole legacy thing. I understand when Kimmi jumped in and said not taking Maurice's last name would have been a deal breaker. While I am not the most traditional and unconventional person, I mean, I am very unconventional, non-traditional. I'm very progressive and creative and all about people doing what works for them. Destiny, when it came to you not taking his last name, I think that was a very huge ask. I think that was a very huge ask. You know, and then it lends itself to other. I mean, you know, that is a whole man's badge of honor with having a wife. Now, I have been privy to a lot of my friends getting married and having the conversation about what they're going to do with the last name, and the compromise has typically been the hyphenation. Now, if LaBaric was unwilling to hyphenate and meet you in the middle, especially considering the reason and the trauma surrounds you not wanting to take a last name, then I think that was a small failure on his behalf too. It's all about meeting in the middle. And the reality of the situation is, if two people want it bad enough, they'll make it happen. If I can't live without you and I want you bad enough, man, all that other shit go out the window. We'll figure that shit out later. You know what I'm saying? And it just feels as if, you know, it just feels as if neither one of y'all wanted each other. Like you said, and like it said, y'all did 5 years. Y'all were living apart. Shit is always great long distance. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all should have did more time together, because it's a lot when you establish a relationship one way and then the dynamics completely change, and then you throw a baby into the mix. Y'all were destined to fail. And I really felt it when they showed the package that you said the one thing that you regret is y'all never got the opportunity to be a family. That stung. That stung like hell, and I know it had to work, but I'm glad to see that we finally got down to the bottom of what it is that was going on with y'all. I want to say shots out to the guys, so they explained that whole not taking the last name thing pretty well. So they bring out Tiffany and Louis. Tiffany and Louis, y'all just aren't likable. And it's more so Tiffany. And you know, so many times in these equations, in these shows, y'all be so quick to want to throw out colorism. But I want to throw out, you know, something right here where colorism actually works against Tiffany. Because Tiffany, you come off like the light-skinned bitch. You just come off like that high yellow light-skinned bitch. And that every negative stereotype that a person has about a light-skinned black girl, you embody that and you radiate that. And I think that makes it extra easy for people to dislike you. It's weird because the entire cast is not feeling y'all. And Louis, you do a very good job of backpedaling and pussy popping, because on one token it was, I'm sorry my wife did this. The next token it was, if I had a shot, things would have gone differently. You get called on it, you know what I'm saying? And then you were like, no, there is no but. The apology was the apology. And you try to provide some type of example of what you meant by that shot. You would have been in the cliff of the head. No, what the fuck you was trying to imply was you'd have whooped some ass had you had some alcohol in you. That's what you was trying to say, nigga. Let's just call a thing a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit might have went left. It might have been some furniture moving if I had that shot. And no, we know it wasn't none of that going down. You got the selling wolf tickets in their backyard. It's cute. It made for good TV. It just made you look like a sucker on this reunion when you got called on it. I think Tiffany and Martel suffer from the same mental illness. It's the you know what? And I'm not even going to put that on Tiffany. Tiffany, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Mel, you gave a very pageant girl answer when they asked about, do you think Tiffany is being transparent? Well, I only know her from business. You was in support of all that bullshit Tiffany was doing. I wouldn't be surprised if you was the one coaching her ass on the phone saying, girl, you got to come with it so they could pick you, so they could do this. You were all in support of it. You didn't have Destiny's back. You didn't have Kimmi's back at those events where she was talking all reckless at the mouth. As a matter of fact, you liked the shit. And I don't know if it's because your ass had been the underdog for 2 seasons and people had been coming at you and it just made you feel good that somebody else was coming under heat, but you enjoyed the shit. You know, Carlos did the whole, you know, the Love and Marriage Huntsville audience. They don't like change. They didn't like Destiny. Her first thing. No. It's not that we don't like change. Destiny was a bitch the first season. And Kimmi and Maurice were the crowd favorites. And now you had this new bitch on here trying to cause a problem with the crowd favorite over saying, I don't know him, he's the chicken man. That's why we didn't fucking like Destiny. Not that we didn't like change. And we didn't like Louis and Tiffany because they came on with their bullshit. So no, don't put that on the audience that we don't like change. We like the word of the day, transparency. We like transparency. If Tiffany would have came on and had been nice and just played nice and told us what she did at the Chambers of Commerce, you know what I'm saying? Then that'd have been a whole different thing. It sucks when they ask the cast, do y'all know things about Tiffany and Louis that they're not put on the camera? And they unanimously said yes. Like I know she got fired from the Chamber of Commerce. Is that true? And Tiffany said no. Now, Carlos, the response and follow-up was supposed to be, well, what is the status of your employment at the Chamber of Commerce? Come on, Carlos, you slipping unless y'all edited it out. And one thing about Kimmi, she don't go around being messy. And if she got it from a reliable source. And I believe every single word. And see, the downside about y'all living somewhere like Huntsville is that it's a very small place. It's a very small place where the affluent few are at the top and the social circles overlap very much. And it is not hard for your tea to get spread about. If only y'all knew how much of y'all tea get in my inbox. Letitia, especially your family. Your cousin and her driving record, I'm going to leave that at that because I ain't messy. But the girls laid her out, picture and arrest records and all. But I'm going to leave that out. Destiny. I mean, y'all just lucky that I'm just not in the business of expose business anymore. It's been there, done that. So here's the point that I'm making. If y'all business make it to my inbox on a monthly basis, a semi-monthly basis, in full detail, I can only imagine what it's doing verbally around the streets of Huntsville. Reality TV only works when people are real. And Tiffany and Louis, if y'all are looking to make the most out of this experience, then y'all are going to have to stop playing the part and just showing up as y'all most authentic selves. That discourse that Marsau and Tiffany's husband had at the end, you know, it was very intense. And Kimmi and all of them were absolutely right. Like, y'all came in with so much judgment about other people's marriages. And like Marsau said, and I rarely agree with Marsau's opinions about anything marriage related, but y'all only been married a year. And he's absolutely right. It's very easy to be in love in a year. Now, I think that there should have been a little more give on Marsau's part as it relates to Louis saying, well, he had been together 5 years previously and you learn certain things from getting a divorce. But then Tisha came and closed when she said, well, shit, everybody come for me and Marsau marriage, but we the two that's been married the longest. Now, Tisha, folks will argue if you and Marsau have a healthy marriage. I don't know. You know, a lot of people call you a fool. I don't know. I ain't even in the mood to discuss that tonight. But, needless to say, Tiffany and your husband, to be quite honest, if they didn't invite y'all ass back tomorrow, I really wouldn't care. I don't think most people would. And I think, Tiffany, you need to find a way to redeem yourself and fix yourself. But yeah, Carlos, honestly, we don't even want to see them come back. I'm sure there's some more people around Huntsville that could come along. They just don't have it. They just don't, and brought absolutely nothing. You know, the best thing that was TV worthy, unfortunately, was them bringing up monster vaping, and that sucks because you bring your folks' children into this equation. But Tiffany it threw off the balance of the show. And if you're not going to bring on Arionne Curry, which we honestly know ain't going to never happen, can we bring on her hairdresser? Can we bring on her mama? Can we do that? Can we get a scene between Mel and her mama? Or maybe Mel mama and Arionne mama? I mean, there's got to be some way that we have got to close this thing. Because I am going to say one thing that is unfair. I do find it, after 3 seasons, that it is unfair that everyone else has a television platform to say whatever it is that they're saying, and, you know, all she has is replies to Facebook groups and Instagram posts, so on and so forth. But here's the other thing. Arionne, when it's come to media, you act like a little fucking girl. all these hollow threats. But don't make me say this, or I'ma say this. I'ma say, bitch, say it then. Say it. They've been dogging your ass out for 3 fucking seasons. All right? So if you sit on something and you know something and you being aired the fuck out, fight back, bitch. Air it out. Air it the fuck out. Or if not, go away. Because you are beginning to annoy the fuck out of everybody. If you got some shit, air the shit out. If not, go away. I read some of the posts, because y'all had been sending me the posts that Arionne had been posting, the different slides. And she was saying that basically, you know, something to Kimmi about, you know, Kimmi, you don't like being called a side chick. Well, how do you think it makes me feel for 3 seasons or whatever the case may be? But that's what you were. So I don't understand how you could take exception with being called the side chick when that is what you were. Own the shit. Own it. I told you, dumbass, before you had a baby, the dumbest thing you could ever do from a man and the quickest way to lose him is to have a baby from him, and you went off and did it. And now y'all ain't together. Shit is just too toxic and stupid. Y'all can have this shit. I'm getting off the line. I'm finna go get me a drink. Bye.